We're getting closer. Victory for the people. We forced them to show us the documents. Now, we used to get these documents all the time when Brian Fike was in the office, and we started finding things, at which point they blocked it and shut that down pretty quick. We ran to the Auditor General. The Auditor General did a performance audit. Thank you very much, Auditor General. They came in. They found what we were showing them and more. And all you have to do is pull up the Auditor General's performance report, look under the word non-compliance, and you'll realize that the board's acting in non-compliance with Pennsylvania School Code. They're not doing their job. They're not following the law. That's the problem. So they blocked us. Wouldn't let us have. We have not had access. After Brian left, Patty came in, no access. None. Then they had some interim, no access. Then Ed's here, which is nice. Finally, we forced them to give us access. That forcing was done through the right to know process. So we have to do a right to know request. They denied the request to see all these documents. Then we got to go appeal that request. And then since they denied it, they pay for their solicitor to try to block me from getting access to these records. I mean, this is a public agency. These are financial records of a public agency. They spent money to go to this quasi-judicial tribunal court, right, the OOR, to try to block access to the information. Well, that's just ridiculous. What a waste of time. It cost months, right? Here it comes. What do you know? Conclusion. For all the foregoing reasons, of course it was granted. They just waste their time. They waste their money. Corruption and waste within this district. But anyway, let's show you what it looks like. So we take those documents. They kind of look like this. There's a check register receipt of what they paid, $132. They paid it to TSA Consulting. The problem is the law says you're supposed to have all these other documents, quotes and orders and packing slips and purchase orders. In these files, we're finding things like this. So we got a lot of work to do. We still got to fix this. We got to make it clean. We got to make it transparent. And by the way, any individual within the community can look at these documents. They're given to me under a right to know, final determination. So if I have access to them, you have access to them. Every citizen has. A guy in California could be vacationing here. Walk in, has access. No problem. Right? File a right to know for them. Anyway, so this is some of what it looks like. We're missing a lot of these other documents. It should be with these packets. It should show that progress of what took place. The quotes, the packing slips, who signed for it. What's the serial number on this thing so we can go look and see if it's still here? Do we buy a copier? Do we buy a computer? Do we still have that computer inside the school grounds, a tablet, whatever it is? Do we have on this one, $76,000 worth of loan payments, bond payments? You get the idea. Okay, here's another one for you. So here's a solicitor bill, getting paid with a credit card. Here's their final bill. And then what do you know? We got a bunch of empty ones. Why they were empty, we still got to go check. I got to go back to the OOR. We got to go ask them why they were empty. They got to sign an affidavit saying they didn't take the stuff out of them. They're just empty. They made these folders for no reason. They're just empty, especially some of the ones that look, in my opinion, like here's school claims assurance. That one looks like it was used pretty heavily, but it was empty when I got there. And as you go along, school health. Now, we know why that one's empty. If you remember, the school, and pull it up if I can. I think I still have it here. Right here. There's our budget. They cut that budget, remember? Cut the school budget for health and supplies. There's nurses. They cut it. Pandemic, and they cut. This is the oversight. An auditor just puts things in where it belongs. We need oversight. Should we buy school supplies for the nursing department. Should we buy these things? Should we buy more lawyer fees for corruption and waste blocking all this information? Or should we open the books? Show me the money. All right, have a great day, guys. There's a court case on Tuesday that we have from last June when we found out that they were not complying with the law, as you saw in that Auditor General's report, non-compliance. The neglect of the law gets held accountable by 10 citizens. So you file a petition with the judge. It's called a mandamus. You ask the judge, hey, did these guys neglect their duty? Did they commit acts of nonfeasance where they should have done something, but they didn't? Like the Auditor General was showing us. Things like that, right? Non-compliance with Pennsylvania school code. And then he makes a decision whether to slap them on the wrist or remove them from office for their actions. So good luck. Pray for me. I need all the help I can get. And by the way, everybody in the community, like I said, all the way to California, access to these documents. More eyes, more free auditors. Find out why. Show up to a meeting. Ask, why are we spending this money and why aren't we spending that money? All of that information should be held in a public committee meeting, in a public meeting. You guys get to speak first. We work for you. Humble, humble, humble. This is America. Let's not forget it. God bless you. Thank you.